Right people, if you remember, a couple of years ago we started our no electric hookup project as such. Obviously a few things got in the way, the motorhome getting nicked, and having to build this van. So if you haven't caught that video, I'll put a link in the description and you can go back and have a look at that one. Now back then with the motorhome we were going with solar. Obviously since then, with the motorhome getting stolen, buying this van, not getting solar fitted on this one yet, we went with the EcoFlow Alternator Charger. If you haven't seen that video, I'll put a link in the description. Go and have a look at that one. Now since then we've been running perfectly okay with the Delta 2 and its expansion battery, but while building this van out we've decided to go gasless, so no gas for anything at all. We haven't even got gas on board. Oh yes, we have. We've got one little portable, but nothing fitted. So everything in our Arthur, the van build, Iveco daily, is going to be electric, either 12 or 240 volt. Now the 240 volt side, not a problem. Obviously plug sockets on the Delta 2, perfectly okay. But the problem I had was with the Delta 2, the only decent 12 volt outlet on it was the cigarette lighter socket, and I didn't really want to run all the van's electrics 12 volt systems off a cigarette lighter. So we've invested in this beastie. So we now have the EcoFlow Delta Pro, which, yes, it's got more capacity, but that wasn't what we were actually looking for. The main reason for changing to this from the Delta 2 was purely for that little socket there, and that is a power pole, Anderson's power pole connection, which then I can run as the Delta Alternator Charger, the 12 volt straight to the 12 volt fuse box, and all the systems, lighting, fans, toilet, fridge, heater, diesel heater, water pumps, etc. is now running on that, and so far so good. Now obviously at the moment we've only got the alternator charger to charge it, as we haven't got any solar panels fitted on the roof yet because I haven't had time. But with this having more capacity, it's not causing an issue. So far everything, I'll say, got the fridge running there, and then the Truma boilers at the back, that's diesel and electric, the water pump down the back, all the 12 volt lighting, the fans, etc. Everything is running off the 12 volt system, and this hasn't dropped below 60% after being parked up for a couple of days. Obviously it's running the 240 volts as well. We have 240 volts in from the plug socket through our switch, which if you haven't seen the video for that, I'll put that in the description as well. But currently, apart from a kettle, we're not really using great deals of 240. I mean, we use the air fryer and the induction hob, But other than that, there's not a lot of 240 being used. But for the 12 volt side, this is doing fine. Obviously this is its first major outing, so 25 days on this trip. We shall see how it fares, if we get any issues with it. But so far, as I say, everything's running well. The alternator charger's keeping it topped up. I mean, we don't stop anywhere longer than a couple of days usually. But if we do happen to stay anywhere longer, we'll see what power we use and what percentage we get down to. And if we don't, obviously that just keeps it topped up between 60 and 100%, and we're fine for most of the time. Well, all of the time really, so far, touch wood. I will say that's a bit of a swizz. You have to buy the adapter for the socket on the Delta 3 Pro to let the cable from the Delta alternator charger connect up to it. So yeah, having to pay an extra, I think that was 70 quid just for that plug, on top of the expense for the unit. Yeah, that's a bit of a swizz really. They should give you one for free or make the sockets all universal. But anyway, hey ho, never mind. Other than that, like I say, it's an ongoing thing. We've been at it 2 years so far, and the old system, I mean, say in the motorhome, because it had its separate 240 volt system, well, it didn't really, because it still ran through the, no, it was a 12 volt system it had built in, wasn't it? That's right, getting myself confused now. Yeah, because the motorhome, the Swift Besser car, had its 12 volt system built in. On that, the old Delta 2 and expansion battery was mainly running just 240 volt systems, so the solar kept that topped up with a, what did we have, 500 watt solar on the roof there, and that worked a treat. Obviously since we've had Arthur, and we've been building him out, we've ran with just the alternator charger and the Delta 2 and the expansion battery, and like I say, up till putting more 12 volt systems in, namely the fridge, trimmer boiler, water pump, so lighting, etc., they were running fine and managing perfectly okay. And if they'd had a better 12 volt socket on them, I probably wouldn't have changed. But we have. This is where we are now. This is what we're dealing with, and yeah, so far so good. It's running well. So we're 70% still in there at the minute. I'm not pulling anything at the moment. The fridge is nicely ticking over, being a compressor fridge, just taking it as it and when it wants. I mean, as you can see there, it's saying we've got 3.8 days left, but then it's not pushing anything out at the moment. But yeah, as I say, we'll keep you informed of any developments. Any comments, questions or anything like that, leave them down below. We'll do our best to answer them, and thanks for watching.